Can we talk a little bit about what does that mean? How do we do that, especially when it may not make sense, it may not be logical. If we're coming from that spiritual nourishment first, how do we say yes when God calls us? What is your take on that?
I think we're all looking for a life of purpose and meaning, and that shows up in different ways for different people. But it's always going to have one thing in common, and that is healing. So I 1000% believe that you can go into your work as an accountant. I used to work at an accounting firm. You can go into your work as an accountant and be a healing presence, and that is your calling. That's what you're meant to do. Saying yes when God calls doesn't always look like it did for me, which is I was plucked out of a corporate career. I was plucked out of a career teaching mindful leadership to women and called to run a struggling nonprofit that talked about God. But I knew when I just got that sense, right? You know what that's like. Anyone here listening knows what that sense is like. Something isn't working in your life. Sometimes it's clearer than that, and you really hear a voice that's like, no, this isn't for you. And I always say, if that voice is genuinely coming from God, you can trust it. And that's what I did. I just trusted the voice, and I've never been happier or more fulfilled. But I will say, it is not the easiest thing to do to follow that voice, because people around you, also when you have some kind of traditional conventional success, will say, you're crazy to give this up. And you will hear the blowback about saying yes when God calls. But if you know it's legitimate, you can trust it, and it will work out. And that's been my story.